and welcome to my first devlog. My name is Aaron Conroy, I'm a full-time software developer, and this is my super original and fun game, Grumpy Snake. Well, it's actually just Snake. It's just a snake clone. But I did it. I made it all by myself and like 3 Brackeys videos. Obviously, this isn't going to be the end product, but I thought this is a pretty good place to start the series. And I know, Aaron, why Snake? It's been done. I could make anything else. Well, let me tell you a story about a bright-eyed young lad many years ago who had a dream of making his very own Snake ripoff. Well, this is shit, and even though I know this isn't the most original game idea, that initial failure has always nagged in the back of my mind. This scaly, snake-shaped itch that won't go away. And I have some ideas that hopefully will make this game at least somewhat of an original concept. But first, how about I tell you about how I got to this point? And then after that, I'll let you know about some of the super original ideas. Tech Chat 1, Snake Movement. Remember that old piece of shit? Going to squares and the jumping forward and the great gameplay? Not here, baby. Because this is a non-grid based Snake game. And having it not grid based comes with some challenges, but the struggle usually comes down to making a snake not look like total dog shit, basically. So here's my sprite sheet of the snake, and the way I get them to look kind of connected is they're basically layered on top of each other, and the curve of the body sprite is how it looks okay when you turn, and not like squares turning, because it's a little bit curved. I might even curve it more and make it a full circle. I need to experiment a little bit more, but this is how it looks. And I think it looks great. I'm happy with it so far. Maybe there's some improvements, but I think it looks good. And to make them follow the snake at different positions, all we got to do is record the position and rotation of the snake and store it on a list, and then have the body parts emulate those positions based on its index on the list, its position in the body. And thanks to the way we were recording those positions, we can do stuff like this. Tech Chat 2. This is pretty small, but I thought it was a pretty big brain idea. So while I was testing the game, it seemed pretty unfair. Like, you would just die way too quickly when you got close to the snake's body. So I remembered in the classic game, you would always get this like split second to move before you died. It would pause for like a half a frame or something, right? A really small time frame, like a last chance to survive. And that's what I did. Basically, on a collision, we pause the game for a quarter of a second. We wait for an input. If an input happens, we rotate and try to move on. If not, we die. Feels good, bro. So how about we get to the fun stuff? About how am I going to make this game not a complete rip-off piece of shit. First, what I got to do is I want to have a bunch of different types of power-ups that will appear as we play the game. Not necessarily just power-ups. We could have power-ups and different obstacles appear throughout the level as we get scores. Things like we could have a typical score booster. We could have, I think I'm going to try and have a little mouse that will run away from you while you're trying to catch him. Maybe enemy snakes that will try to take the food, and you have to have this kind of Tron fight where you have to get ahead of the snake and cut it off and kill it. Things like that. Stuff and things. I'm not going to add a speed booster or like a speed decreaser, because as I was thinking about what types of power-ups I would add in, I kind of only want the power-ups to be beneficial. And I feel like changing the speed could either make the game more frustrating or more tedious, depending on which direction you go. So instead, I think you're just going to be setting the speed before you start the game to what you like, and it's just going to stay consistent throughout the level. And then, once I have some of the power-ups done, we're going to make a map generator. That's right, we're making a roguelike, baby! Thank you. This whole idea came around when I was trying to think about different fun levels I could add into the game. And I kind of always feel like whatever level composition I come up with, it's just going to be less interesting than the wall-less level where you can just kind of hop to different sides of the map. So I thought, why not just give them lots of levels in one go? So here's how it's going to work. Each level or room in the maze will have a specific challenge that you'll need to complete to move further into the maze and gain more opportunity to increase your score. This way I can get pretty creative with room ideas without worrying about making the level unplayable when a snake gets too big. If it gets too big, they can move to the next room or even go back to previous rooms to make more space for themselves. It just opens up the game massively. I want to add portals that will let the snake teleport around the map. I want snake AI that you'll have to beat as you move around. I want patterns on the ground that you need to fill in. You know, I want to put a fucking Gatling gun on the snake's head because Gatling guns are cool. And anything else I think of along the way I can add in as we go. And maybe if you have ideas, you could put a comment down below and let me know. And I'll be sure to listen and give it a thought. That's about it. That's what I had planned for this video. This is where I'm at, this is where I'm going, and I hope you follow me along for the ride. I'm hoping to upload one video a week to show you guys my progress, but no promises on that. I'm even recording this video in the past because I want to try and pre-record a couple of episodes. This way it's easier for me to stick to that one video a week promise. So if you have any ideas or feedback to give, and I don't address it in the next video, don't worry. I see you, and I'll be sure to be in the comment section replying to everyone who happens to give a shit enough to comment. And that's all, folks. If you enjoyed this and are interested in following along in my progress, please do consider subscribing and giving us a little thumbs up. That'd be real sound to you. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.